What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 139, and we start today's episode off with some tournament prize money. Ashley Bentley saying thanks for playing us, and also Andy Carroll saying he wanted to play in this game against Arsenal as we take on Arsenal for the first game of today's episode here, travelling to North London to take on the Gunners at the Emirates Stadium. And of course we just took on Arsenal in the last game in the last episode. Of course that was a Capital One Cup tie which we lost by a goal to nil, so we wanted to exact revenge on Arsenal here, and I felt as though we probably should be able to as well, because Arsenal, although resting a couple of players in the game we played against them in midweek, did have quite a strong lineup, whereas for us we rested the entire team. So my side was going to be fully fit, whereas theirs I felt would probably have a couple of players who would be a little bit tired. But the first chance wouldn't actually fall until the 43rd minute here as we played the ball forward towards Yang, and as Szczesny comes out and heads it clear, it goes to Henderson on the halfway line. He plays the ball forward and Wayne Rooney scores an absolute wonder goal. It's a brilliant overhead kick, bicycle kick, whatever you want to call it there with Rooney. And the funniest thing is, I'll be honest here, I was going for goal with Jordan Henderson. I was trying to find the back of the net. Instead it goes out to be a sort of a lob pass slash cross to Wayne Rooney, and it's a lovely finish as well. A first time overhead kick creeps into the bottom corner, and I know Szczesny's out of his goal, so it may not be that special, but to me I thought that was a brilliant goal, the way it was just a first time ball forward by Henderson and a first time over the shoulder bicycle kick by Rooney. Really nice goal, and it is Arsenal 0 at West Bromwich Albion 1. So Rooney gets his second goal in the Premier League for us with a very nice goal as he makes it 1-0. And Yang said then, anything you can do I can do better. Almost scored a wonder goal himself, but unfortunately he couldn't do better on this attempt. Lovely little flick over his head, but his shot hit the post and was cleared away. So still Arsenal 0, West Brom 1, but we played much better than them in this game. In the 56th minute it should have been 2-0. Carlos Zambrano all the way up the other end of the pitch there, going through one-on-one, and Szczesny making the save. So what a lovely goal that would have been there by our centre back, but unfortunately it was still 1-0. And just past the hour mark, Joe Hart had to be called into action there to make a very good save to deny Ferry, and the following shot was blocked after that corner was drilled into the box. So still 1-0 to West Bromwich Albion as Arsenal desperate to get themselves back on level terms, and just a few minutes later again they come forward. Alexis Sanchez finding Edin Dzeko. Eventually the ball comes to Ferry inside towards Vargas. Great chance here, lovely ball into the Bosnian Dzeko. He rolls it off to Sanchez, but he can't wrap up a very nice passing move as the shot goes into the side netting by the Chilean. So still Arsenal 0, West Bromwich Albion 1, and in the 84th minute another great chance for Arsenal. A free header for Edin Dzeko, and a former Manchester City striker is denied by the former Manchester City goalkeeper there. Brilliant save by Joe Hart, and it was still 1-0. And in the 90th minute, as Arsenal push way too many bodies forward, Andy Carroll collects the ball, and there's three Arsenal players chasing back Carroll, who's not a very quick striker, but he certainly does have enough power and strength to hold off any challenge. So as soon as he went through one-on-one, even though he didn't have too much pace, I knew for sure he was going to hold off any challenge. And in the end, Gibbs was the only one looking to make a challenge, and as he just goes through one-on-one there, it's a really simple finish, and Carroll, who came off the bench, gets his fourth goal in the Premier League. So final score, Arsenal 0, West Bromwich Albion 2. Arsenal 0, West Brom 2. I think it's a 1-0 a minute ago, didn't I? But still, Arsenal 0, West Bromwich Albion 2. And we do indeed claim the 3 points. So really pleased with the win. And, you know, again, it reiterates my point. You know, we rested those players for the Capital One Cup game, and we lost to Arsenal in midweek. I knew that Arsenal was still going to play a lot of the players they played on Tuesday night. So I felt confident that we'd probably have fresher legs out there, and especially when he brought those players off the bench to make an impact, one of those being Andy Carroll, who went on to score the clinching goal for us. So, you know, it's just one of those sort of tactical things really. When you rest those players and you come up against a tired squad, you really do feel confident in your chances if you stretch the game out a little bit and try and exploit it with pace. But still, yeah, a good 2-0 victory, and following that we had a U-Score monthly report and also a squad report as well. Absolutely loving this team, so many healthy attribute changes, it's looking so good. And you know, if we do end up leaving West Bromwich Albion in the next few in-game months, which there is a strong chance we will do so, you can't say we haven't left them with a brilliant team, because this is an amazing side. It really is. It's just perfect in every single department. We've got great experienced players who are most likely going to end up getting regens, who will either be at the club, which will be great, or they'll go to a club in the same league, but most likely still at West Bromwich Albion. We've got great young players coming through as well, brilliant academy players like Ryan Sarr and Ashley Bentley and Leandro Madeira, players like that. And also we got brilliant players in their sort of early to mid to late 20s who are 80 rated plus. It's just a brilliant side. It's definitely one of the best sides I've ever built in career mode. And you know, it's quality throughout, you know, and it just shows in this game as well. You know, we take on Copenhagen here for the second of 3 games today. As you can see by the team, we did rest quite a lot of players for our second Champions League game here in the group stage, yet we still had an absolutely extraordinary team as we do travel to Denmark here. So many changes being made from the Arsenal game, and as you'll see, I think there's only one player under 80, and that's our left back Aaron Cresswell, who's a 78 or possibly 79. So this team is just so strong, and I absolutely love it. And the first chance of this game here would fall in the 30th minute. Andy Carroll, who scored against Arsenal here, should have made it 1-0 and did make it 1-0, because as he rode the challenge there at first, I was about to appeal for a penalty because I thought Carroll was about to go down. Instead, he rides the challenge and ends up finessing the ball into the corner. So it's one of those moments where you're just about to drop the controller and think, penalty, no way, still going on. Quick R1 and circle the ball into the bottom corner, and it's Copenhagen 0, West Brom 1. So Carroll does indeed give us the lead there, and in the 39th minute he's through again here, causing some problems for the Copenhagen defence. He finds Wayne Rooney into Carroll, into Henderson. Brilliant build up there, but Henderson is denied by a fantastic stop by the goalkeeper, and it goes onto the roof of the net. So still 1-0 to West Brom. In the first half though, there weren't too many clear-cut chances, but the ones that were all fell to us. And again, it's a fantastic save by Anderson there to keep the score at 1-0 to West Bromwich Albion from that point-blank range header. And from the corner, Di Maria searches out for Mauricio again, finds him, and the Brazilian's header is cleared off the line. So still only 1 goal up in this game, but most chances coming to us, which is why 5 minutes after the restart, Copenhagen equalised. Cornelius getting played forward there, and unfortunately for us, the former Cardiff striker smashes the ball past Joe Hart and makes it 1-1, and a really frustrating goal because my defence, as you can see, I was playing a really high line, and as soon as he got played forward there I couldn't catch up, and it's a really good finish by Andreas Cornelius. So it is Copenhagen 1, West Bromwich Albion 1, and in the 64th minute here Aaron Cresswell's on the ball as we try and put ourselves back in front. Lovely cross by Cresswell in towards Andy Carroll. It's cleared away only as far as Rooney, who takes a touch and strikes it, and it goes just a whisker wide of that post and behind for a goal kick. So still 1-1, but 12 minutes before the end we would indeed grab ourselves what would prove to be the winning goal as Mauricio gets on the end of this corner. Brilliant header by Mauricio. He's such a danger from corners as well. 6'2", he's got an 88 jumping stat or something crazy like that. Really strong in the air. Great heading accuracy as well. A brilliant header into the bottom corner. No chance for the goalkeeper. He had one cleared off the line in the first half, but this time no one on the line to get it away. And the final score is Copenhagen 1, West Bromwich Albion 2. So we pick up our first 3 points in the Champions League group stage. Thoroughly deserved to get the win in that game. Probably should have won by more goals, to be honest. But in the end, I'm just glad to get the 3 points. It was one of those where it's really tense, even though you've dominated, and you just don't know whether you're going to throw the game away and lose it by chasing it. But in the end, I was glad we did win the game by chasing it instead and got ourselves the 3 points, and the fans can travel home very happy with the result. And the third and final game of today's episode was against Cardiff City here at the Hawthorns as the Welsh side come and take us on at the Hawthorns. And as you can see by my team, we did revert back to our strongest first 11, and to be honest, Cardiff sitting in 15th, us top of the table. I thoroughly expected this to be a relatively routine 3 points, but the first chance would actually fall to Cardiff, and Joe Hart had to make an extraordinary double save, first to tip the free kick onto the bar, and then to deny Adam Lafondra from about 5 yards out. He had to get up really quickly to make that second save. What a brilliant double save by Joe Hart there. And in the 44th minute we would take the lead as well, and Bai Niang got the goal, getting on the end of the cross from the right hand side there. Lovely ball in by Theo Walcott, and Niang's header going into the bottom corner as he makes it 1-0 and gets his 7th goal in the Premier League so far. So West Brom 1, Cardiff 0. But as you'll see here, unfortunately for us, Cardiff would equalise in the 68th minute through Adam Lafondra, and Joe Hart made a fantastic double save in the first half, and I've sung his praises on so many times during this series since we signed him at the start of last season. But as you can see, he's got his head in his hands after this goal. And the fact of the matter is, deservedly so, because that is a real howler from Joe Hart. As you'll see on the replay here, the corner comes in, it's a routine catch, and it just goes through his gloves, goes straight to Lafondra, who taps it into the open goal. So Alf makes it West Bromwich Albion 1, Cardiff 1. A silly goal to concede. But in the 84th minute here, we were desperate to get ourselves back in front, and Niang does indeed get us what would surely be the winning goal there. It's another header from Bai Niang. He's just a man for the big occasion, always steps up when we need him. Great cross down the right hand side from Kyle Walker, I think it was, and Niang getting his second headed goal of the game. Brilliant header into the far corner there, past Joe Lewis, and it is indeed West Bromwich Albion 2, Cardiff 1. So back in front in this game later on. It was a late rescue mission for us, under 6 minutes to go before the final whistle, but thankfully for us, as I've mentioned many times before, the man, we always call upon him when we really need him, and he usually steps up. 9 times out of 10 he'll deliver us the goal. So West Brom 2, Cardiff 1, and from kick-off, Cardiff give the ball away as we go back to a balanced style of play. Kyle Walker, who just got that assist, finds Theo Walcott into Pedro into Niang, great chance to make it 3-1, get his hat-trick and seal the game, but Lewis makes the save and it's cleared away. But it wouldn't matter in the end. The final score was West Bromwich Albion 2, Cardiff 1, so blushes probably spared for Joe Hart, but in the end the most important thing was the 3 points. 3 wins out of 3 in today's episode, great run, and a fantastic late goal from Niang to end this game off. So as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please do leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.